Kcaa-Dave offers everything you should expect from an electronic signature solution for just $1 per month. Kcaa-Dave cuts document turnaround time as much as 90%, thanks in part to its #1 rated mobile app. And Kcaa-Dave's secure cloud stores documents for on-demand tracking and retrieval, saving you even more time and money. Don't think twice. Get Kcaa-Dave now for just $1 per month. Go to Kcaa-Dave.com.
A journey of 1,000 words begins here at AM 1050 KCAA.
And good afternoon and happy Friday, 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live local news here on KCAA 1050 AM. Firefighters yesterday were trying to regain the upper hand of the lake fire in the San Bernardino Mountains after crews suffered what the incident commander described as a pretty huge setback. The fire east of Angeles Oaks and south of Highway 38 grew from 23,199 acres to 29,813 acres as the flames spread north, paralleling the upward curve of Highway 38. The growth of the fire meant containment fell from 21% to 19%. Earlier this week, 38% of the fire was contained. However, there was good news. The fire still has not destroyed any structures. And George Gutierrez, 24 of Montclair, has been sentenced to 145 years to life in state prison for molesting 2 young brothers over a period of 5 years. The judge imposed the maximum possible sentence on Gutierrez, who was convicted by a jury last month of 4 counts of sodomy with a child under age 10 and 3 counts of lewd acts with a child under 14. The boys were molested at their Montclair home while Gutierrez lived with the family when he came home on leave from the Air Force. The mother of the victims, who are now ages 13 and 15, says, "I will forever feel guilty for leaving my kids in the hands of this devil, for being so naive and thinking with my heart and not with my head." Inland Empire is seeing a steady growth in Latino population, which does comprise half of the region's residents. The region has also reported a steady growth in the Asian population and a slight increase in African Americans, but it still continues to lose whites. The Latino population between 2013 and 2014 in Riverside and San Bernardino counties increased by more than 47,000 people to nearly 2.2 million, or half of the Inland Empire's population. Inland Empire weather, sunny and warm again today, a little cooler than yesterday. Highs into the low 90s, overnight lows around 60 degrees. Right now we are at our high, which is 91 here in the Inland Empire. Looking at your drive, you still have actually, this is a new accident, an accident on the right lane of the 210 westbound. That's just before the I-15, and you've got some blocked traffic there. Stop and go from Citrus Avenue. The one in Corona is still underway. Accident in the right lane of the 91 eastbound just before Lincoln Avenue. And of course, you got the mountain situations on Highway 38 between Jinx Lake Road and Seven Oaks Road. That is closed, and the area between Lake Williams and Angeles Oaks is still closed too. And again, that fire is only 19% contained. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM. This report has been brought to you by Paula Casino Spa and Resort. Unleash your inner foodie with chef-inspired food and wine pairings at Cave, now open at Paula Casino and Resort. It's a one-of-a-kind wine cave, lounge, and dining experience you'll have to see to believe. Visit paulacasino.com to learn more.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me, Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights, 10 to midnight on KCAA 1050 AM.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people.
Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones this hour at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Corey is in New York City to start off this hour. Hi, Corey. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Nothing much. I just graduated from college, debt-free, and have a job lined up. But I'm looking to get a new car in the next few years. So I was just wondering if you had any advice on how I should go about saving up for that. I know it's an unusual question, so to say.
No, it's not. It's a great question. Because it's the number one mistake people your age graduating from college make is they go out and take out car payments. And so you're very wise to ask this question, especially at your particular point in life, since it's the number one mistake. So, good. Well, I think it's pretty simple. We do some sixth grade math, and we establish a target goal and then do some division. And by that, I mean, if you want to buy a $12,000 car 12 months from now, you need to save $1,000 a month, right?
Yep.
If you want to buy a $24,000 car 24 months from now, you need to save $1,000 a month. A $12,000 car 24 months from now, you need to save $500 a month.
Okay.
What are you driving now?
Right now I drive a 99 Altima.
Okay, cool. So you've got wheels. It's not much, but you got wheels.
Exactly.
And you may want to two-step it. I mean, you may not want to save for your dream car. You may just want to move up out of the junk.
Yeah, I was looking at about a $12,000 car in 3 years.
Oh, in 3 years? Really? So what is your income?
I have about $45,000 a year.
Okay. And you're single?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you probably
could. I have about $35,000 in the bank and about $8,000 in a mutual fund, so I was looking to save up a little bit more before I go out and buy one.
$3,500 or $35,000?
$1,000.
You have $35,000 in the bank?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the car you're driving is about $1,000 car, isn't it?
Yeah, thereabout.
Okay. My son is 23. If he sat down with me, we have breakfast once a week, and asked me about and told me he was in exactly your situation, what I would tell him to do is go ahead and move up to about a $5,000 car and pay cash for it today.
Okay.
You've got the money. That doesn't, now we got $30,000 and we got 5 times better car. It's still no huge, wonderful car, but it's 5 times better than what you got now.
Yeah, it works out better.
And then if you want to save, and that car will probably do better for your 3-year game plan to move up in car and save up for it. But you've obviously handled money very well, been very conservative, and or been around a bunch of people that do. That's where this money came from. Money like this doesn't just show up accidentally. Someone saved it. And that's you and or relatives, and you've inherited or had gifted or whatever. But you've been wise enough to not just run out and act like you won the lottery or something. So that's a huge, huge statement about your personal character and maturity in a good way, Corey. So, but I would tell you that you got $35,000 cash in the bank plus $8,000 in addition to that. Yeah, I think you need to buy a $5,000 car probably in the next few weeks and move up in car a little bit. And then save and move up from there. Good question, sir. Thank you for joining us. Jason's in Louisville. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question about purchasing a business. I am a professional pooper scooper in Louisville, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I was approached by one of my competitors in the area this morning who would like to exit the business. He says he's got about 59 customers and it generates $35,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I don't have the cash to buy it, and I'm not going to take out a loan to do that. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about paying him from the proceeds of the business if I were to offer him that?
That would be the only way I would do it.
Okay.
And I don't think this business of his has a lot of value.
Okay.
because after he pays someone to do the work, there's not much profit left.
Right.
So you have to get beyond just buying a job.
Okay.
When you're opening a business. Because, in other words, here's the way you calculate the value of a business. The value of the business is after all of the labor and management and costs have been paid, what is the profit? Right. And that profit as a return on your investment. And so since I live in Nashville, were I to buy his business, I would have to hire someone to do the work, wouldn't I?
Yes.
And if I were to hire someone to do the work, a whole lot of his $35,000 would go away.
Okay.
And so, if I paid somebody $30,000 a year to do the work, I'm going to make $5,000 a year on owning this business. And if I want to make 5% on my money, which would be nuts, that means that business is worth $100,000. If I want to make 10% on my money, that means that business is worth $50,000. But let me tell you, in a small business, what you want to make. You want to make at least 25% on your money. Okay. And so the maximum that this business is worth under any circumstances, if we paid somebody $30,000 to do the work, would be somewhere around $20,000.
Okay.
What's he offering to sell it for?
I'm going to meet with him tomorrow to discuss more of the details.
He's not priced it to you at all?
Not yet. He knows me from doing some referral work with him, and he trusts me to take on his customers. So he offered it to me before anybody else in the market.
Okay. Well, that's very nice. That's good. As long as he's not smoking dope on the price, right?
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm just telling you, even if you're going to pay him out of the proceeds, no more than $20,000.
Got it.
And I just made that up on the spot, but I'm not far off.
Okay.
Because if you were going to hire somebody to service 59 customers, would it cost you $30,000 a year to do that?
If I were to hire somebody, probably, yeah.
Yeah. And in your case, you're probably a fairly small operation, so you partially own a business and you partially own your job.
Right.
But if all your business makes you is enough to pay is to make a living out of it, and that's all, then you basically own your job, which is how you start a business, by the way. It's not a bad thing. That's where it starts. But when you get other people working for you and the work is getting done and you make an income out of the business, a reasonable for leading the business, and then there's a profit, now you own a business. But before that, you own a job, and that's where we all start. So when I started this thing, I owned my job. That's all I did. I was a counselor and speaker and doing a little bit of radio, and I owned my job. All the profits together added up to less than a decent income when I started. So, there's no harm in starting that way, but that's how you want to view this in terms of paying him or pricing this. Don't give this too much value. He's got a limited market on what he can sell it to, who he can sell it to, who can come up with that kind of money. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Part party, part therapy, all good. That's Langdon Nation After Dark, your new home for great talk and big laughs, every Friday at midnight. Launch yourself into the weekend with comic and psychiatric professional Langdon Bassard and some of the best comics around. Fridays at midnight, Langdon Nation After Dark. Seriously funny.
This is KCAA.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
Come visit the all-new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Get an early start and have a bountiful buffet breakfast at Tiger Trail Sambutan Longhouse while watching these majestic creatures. A tiger keeper will be on hand to share stories about these fascinating felines and will invite one of the tigers to join the session. Then explore the Tiger Trail's 5.2 acres, watch the tigers climb rocks, swim in ponds, and nap in tall grasses. See these beautiful animals up close, all at the new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Go to San Diego Zoo Safari Park.org.
This is KCAA.
What's buzzing in the news? More Confederate flag controversy. P. Diddy lives up to his bad boy name, and some bottled water may not be safe to drink. Here's KCAA's Successful Brim with what's trending this week.
Leading with over 500,000 searches, Apple has removed apps from their iTunes store that use the Confederate flag in a way that some may view as offensive. Other retailers such as eBay, Amazon, Sears, Walmart, and many others have banned sales on Confederate flag merchandise, following the shooting death of 9 African Americans at a church in Charleston, South Carolina. Also trending with over 500,000 searches, music mogul Sean Combs, or aka P. Diddy, was arrested earlier this week for assaulting someone at UCLA, which is where his son attends school and plays football. The incident occurred at the Acosta Athletic Training Complex. Combs says he was only protecting himself and his son. And 14 brands of bottled water are recalled due to possible E. coli. Niagara Bottling says the recall is only out of caution. The recall affects water bottled from June 10th through 18th. The CDC says consumers should not drink the recalled water. However, if you think you have, contact your local or state health department. This had over 200,000 searches. I'm Successful Brim with what's trending this week on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on KCAA, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. KCAA 1050 AM and KCAAradio.com.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help!
Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. What else do you get at Blinds.com besides free color samples, free expert advice, and affordable window treatments? How about dinner and a movie? With any purchase of $2.99 or more during the month of June, that's what you get. Go to Blinds.com/easy for details. Limit 1 per household. Question comes from Alexis in Texas. I'm starting to get my life back on track after a rather nasty divorce. I've been working with a collection agency to pay off a credit card debt. Yesterday, I received a collections letter from a different agency for the same debt. How do I handle that? Well, if you're close to paying it off, continue to work with the one you've been working with. Get it paid off. Get proof that you have met the obligation, that it's paid off. And then let the new people with the new letter know that it was paid off when it was at the people before them. The problem you're dealing with credit card collectors is they are two things. They are mean and they are stupid. And that's what you run into. And if you're a credit card collector and you don't like what I just said, you should get a different job because you're mean and you're stupid. They're incompetent. They lie. They don't know the federal law. They break the law all the time. These debts are sold off for pennies, like 5, 6, 7 cents on the dollar. They're moved around all the time. They don't keep good records. And even when they do, they lie. And so that's the kind of thing you're running into, Alexis. And it's what you're going to run into. So they've sold this debt, or they've moved the collection of it to another place and hadn't bothered to tell you and continued to collect money from you. However, the former place was the agent, the original place, and if you pay it off there and they give you, and you have proof that it was paid there, with the contacts, with the checks you've been giving them or whatever you've been giving them. Make sure you keep records that then you've got proof the debt has been paid and the other people bought a debt that doesn't exist if they moved it, or they bought the right to collect on a debt that doesn't exist anymore. And you've just got to work that through. But I would stay with the one you're with as long as you're pretty close to knocking it out. And go ahead and tell the other people, too, you got a letter from somebody else on the same debt. That'll shake them up. Yeah. Hey, folks, there's a brand new sale that launched today at DaveRamsey.com. It's perfect for summer road trips. What we did, we took all of our best digital audio books and audio lessons that are in our store. All of them are over 50% off. And some of the audio books start out at just $1. So we're talking digital audio books like the Total Money Makeover, Entree Leadership, the kids' audio books that teach your kids about money, the new audio books like Smart Money, Smart Kids, and The Legacy Journey. By the way, the books that I write, I voice the audio books. So it's me reading you the book. And so this is the commuter special. Everything's happening right there on sale, and you can download tons of hours of great content for your daily commute or maybe some of your summer road trips. It's all just air. We're just moving some air over to you, some MP3 type stuff, right? These digital audio books and other digital products that we've got. Check it all out at DaveRamsey.com. Huge summer sale started today. Edwin's in Kansas City. Hi, Edwin. How are you?
Hello, Dave. First time caller. I've been listening for a long time. I want to give you accolades for the help you've given thousands of people, maybe close to 1 million.
Well, thank you, sir.
I do have a question.
Okay.
I'm retired, Navy, and I receive my Social Security.
Thank you for your service.
I'm a senior citizen, 73, and I have a wife and 2 young children in the Philippines. I will be contemplating on moving there within about a year, and I'm not coming back to the States. I'll be giving up my U.S. addresses. At any rate, my query is that the stock investments I have, they've advised me that when I no longer have a U.S. address, I can no longer make investments. I can't I want to buy 100 shares of this or whatever. And so my money can stay in there and draw the dividends and what have you, capital gains, but I cannot invest or move, sell this stock to buy that stock. I can sell, but I can't buy. And so I'm just, where's a good place to park my money at until I get settled down in the Philippines and decide then what to do. Yeah. And when you might go overseas, according to customs, all you can pack with you in cash is $10,000. That's
true.
and I've always taken that on my previous trips to take care of expenses while I'm there. But this time, and I don't know how difficult it's going to be to get a bank account. My wife has a bank account there in the Philippines under her name. She is not a U.S. citizen. My children are. But so I got a lot of things I'm going to be dealing with in the next year or so, but I thought I'd get an early jump. I decided, hey, I'm going to contact Dave Ramsey. He might have a good idea.
So does your current bank have online banking available?
Yeah, I do online banking, and I could probably keep my bank accounts and transfer the money.
Yeah, I think you can do that. As far as the investing part goes, I think you're going to have to do a little bit more investigation. And what I would tell you to do there is to get in touch with one of our endorsed local providers and see how they can set you up an account to allow you to continue to invest. See what the steps are to do that. But the only people investing in U.S. company stocks are domiciled in the U.S. is not a true statement. I mean, we're all well aware that people in other countries buy stock in U.S. companies. So the trick is to learn how to put that together and do it. Obviously, the company you're working with doesn't do that. And I don't know the exact steps or the exact process because I don't fool with that stuff every day. But I do have people that I endorse that are in the investment business that will be able to give you the answer, and they may be able to serve you, actually, in the process. So at DaveRamsey.com, click on ELP for investing, and they'll sit down with you and help you solve this problem in more detail, a more tactical way than I did. But I'm pretty sure you can work it out. It's just going to require some work. So thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Kathy is in Naples, Florida. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm fine, Dave. And you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, that's wonderful. All right, I just want some guidance. I have no guaranteed retirement except Social Security, which is about $1,500 a month and covers my mortgage payment and my condo fees. And my husband died last year, so I don't know what my yearly income will be, but I did go back to work this year and earn about $20,000. I'm in real estate. Anyway, I have about $1 million, and I'm looking at going into some kind of program that will guarantee me a steady income. I have a money manager. I was very well off with them, and then 2008 and 2009 happened, and I lost 60% of my net worth. So right now I've been talking to a person I have annuities with, and my husband had annuities with. She wants about $400,000 to give me a return of $30K for about 20 years. And then I'm looking at two other certified financial planners who I will probably split the difference with. But I'm looking for some assurance or thoughts or guidance.
Okay. You lost 60% of your net worth and none of it recovered.
Well, some of it recovered. I had over $1 million, and I now have about $600,000.
Okay. And what was that invested in?
Stocks.
Oh, single stocks.
As I said to them, they were good at making money, but not holding on to it.
Single stocks.
Yes.
Okay. Because the stock market, you're probably aware, went from 14,000 to 6,500, and now is at 18,000.
Right, and I understand all that.
And so, were you invested in an S&P 500, you would have taken $1 million to $500,000 to $1.5 million.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think the return has been what it should for the amount of money that we had invested.
Yeah, you think you were playing single stocks and took a lot of risk is what it sounds like. I don't think you're looking for guarantees, but I think you are looking for something with a better track record and a lot less volatility than single stocks. Guarantees are going to mean you get no rate of return on your money. And
right, I understand that.
I'm a fan of growth stock mutual funds. Were I in your shoes, were you my sister, and I sat down with you over a cup of coffee, I'm 55, and you're sitting there with $1 million, what I would tell you to do is to put some in an annuity, a variable annuity that's invested in mutual funds because it's got some guarantees, few estate planning benefits, so 300 of that's fine. I'm okay with that, or 400. Not 400 out of your 600, though. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd do about 200 out of the 600 there. And the other 400, I'd start looking at good mutual funds with good long track records with one of our endorsed local providers.
My name is Clay Toomey. I'm from Forney, Texas. My life kind of felt stale, and I wanted to pursue things that excited me. And so there were really no limits to what kind of excitement I wanted to get after.
I used to be a bank robber, and I served some time in prison. And yes, sir.
I was actually a very arrogant person. I thought I was it. And a lot of that arrogance manifested itself in the bank robbery. Somehow I'm getting away with it. So it fed into my ego, and there was a lot of that going on. But there was also
this is KCAA.
California Headline News. Backers of same-sex marriage here in California hailed today's Supreme Court ruling that such marriages be recognized in all states. California Senator Mark Leno noting that different laws in other states previously made things confusing for legally married couples here.
You cross a state borderline and suddenly you and your spouse are literally and legally strangers. And so, yes, it will benefit California's married couples as well.
California's been issuing same-sex marriage licenses for nearly 2 years since Prop 8, which banned the practice, was deemed unconstitutional in 2013. Governor Brown the next to get the bill requiring California school students be immunized. Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez says it's easy to see what happens when immunization rates drop.
We saw a measles outbreak at Disneyland spread quickly until over 134 Californians, including 15 infants too young to be immunized, were infected.
The Assembly voting in favor of the amended bill Thursday. Geico weather, slightly cooler temperatures in parts of the state, chance for moisture. Jeff Scott, California News.
Here's a crazy idea from Cash Call Mortgage. Take the mortgage you closed in the last year and look at redoing it at today's 15-year fixed 2.99% rate and APR with no closing costs. Just call 877-890-CASH, and with no cost or obligation, we'll tell you how much your payment could drop with the do-over refi. And you won't pay any points, deposits, or fees. None. It's so easy. Just do the regular paperwork, most of which you already did for your last refi, and we'll do the rest. So make the cash call at 877-890-CASH for today's 15-year fixed 2.99% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. The do-over refi, only from Cash Call Mortgage. Call 877-890-CASH and see for yourself.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Rates may change without notice. California Department of Business Oversight. Residential Mortgage Lender Law License 4131083. NMLS 128231.
That's 877-890-CASH.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Out and about in Western agriculture, advisors are seeing some severe damage to prune trees in Northern California. More after this.
If farming was easy, everybody would do it. But it's not. It takes hard work, commitment, and the ability to see more than just soil and crops. To be a farmer takes vision. Potassium Plus Premium Sulfate of Potash from Compass Minerals is for farmers who see and understand the value of a quality input. With high potassium, sulfate sulfur, and virtually no chloride, Potassium Plus is the K-source that brings more to the table, so you can too. Call your local distributor or visit PotassiumPlus.com.
Step right up and gaze upon this miraculous substance I hold in the palm of my hands. This little miracle can feed us, clothe us, give us clean, fresh water, and provide wildlife habitat for nature's critters. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the greatest soil on earth.
Learn more about soil health principles that can turn your soil into a star performer. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today to find out how. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
Cooperative Extension Farm Advisor Franz Niederholzer says a few growers contacted him in regards to patches of prune trees dying.
Prune trees and I've seen it in almonds too, but prunes in particular, in a section of the orchard, might be 2-3 trees in a row, might be scattered with a healthy tree in between 2 or 3 dead trees down the row, but trees are turning color. It looks like there's root damage or root issues going on. Some of the trees absolutely dead.
Niederholzer says that gophers are the culprit, and detecting a gopher problem isn't the easiest thing to do.
The real problem is when they girdle the trunk, a very narrow area, the crucial area, the bottleneck, if you will, between the root system and the canopy, just below the surface of the soil. Most of the times you can't see the girdling, but they'll girdle a 3, 4, 5 inch long section of the rootstock right below the surface. Oftentimes no indication, no gopher mounds right around the tree trunk.
I'm Taylor Hillman for AgNet West.
This is KCAA.
Help! I need somebody help! Not just
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Jason and Nicole are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Doing well, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome, welcome. Where are you all from?
We're from Mooresville, North Carolina.
Fun. Welcome to Nashville. Good to have you. So you're here to do your debt-free scream?
Yes, sir.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
$64,000 in 22 months.
Good. Making what kind of money?
Started at $132, and at the very end got up to $140.
Way to go. Good. And what do you guys do for a living?
I'm a marketing communications coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an engineer.
Awesome. Very good. So what kind of debt was the $64,000?
Well, it was student loans primarily, credit cards, vehicle loans.
Everything. You
All
name it.
kind of normal.
Yep.
Yeah, just walking along with $64,000 worth of debt, just like it's okay. And so something happened that caused you to want to get out of debt 22 months ago. Tell me about it.
Well, we had went through a pretty rough time. We lost our pug, Diesel, he was 5 years old, very quickly came on. We racked up about $7,000 worth of debt in about 2 weeks trying to save him. We lost him. It was really hard. We were looking, we weren't getting what we needed out of our church, found a new church, and the first time we sat down in the bulletin, there was an ad for FPU. So we were like, you know what, might as well try it. And from then, it was history.
Wow. Good for you. Pugs are special.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we had one named Heaven that went to heaven last summer. So,
I'm sorry.
and all pugs go to heaven, by the way, if you didn't know. So
They do.
Yes, they do. Very cool. Hey, so you go through Financial Peace University, and that does it. You just go, okay, we're doing this.
We bought it hook, line, and sinker right away.
So no big resistance, no heel prints in the parking lot, nothing like that. You're ready to go.
We were all in, and I've traditionally been the nerd. And
you mean the engineer is the nerd? Really?
Kind of brought her along with me, and now it's it's awesome. We're both on the same page, month in, month out. It feels so easy right now.
When you sat down to do the budget for the first time, and you looked at the money you were making versus the money that was going out, tell me about that experience.
It was a sick feeling, knowing that the money that we were bringing in, and we really had nothing to show for it.
No idea where it was going.
No, payday felt like a pass-through. Everything came into the checking account, and everything went right back out.
Yeah. And then when you sit down and look at the actual math, you go, where is it going?
Yeah.
And so you do feel like you got a raise.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. The first time we did it and, put a value to every dollar or assigned a location, it was like we got a raise. Didn't realize we had as much money as we did.
Cool. Very cool. Well, congratulations, you two. This is very fun. So when friends of yours here or your family hears you paid off $64,000 worth of debt in 22 months and they say, how did you do that? What do you tell them the keys to getting out of debt are?
I think first and foremost is just being on the same page, communicating and, both being part of it instead of just one of us. Mm-hmm. And we both have to buy in. I think that's very important that you both have to want it. And
the cornerstone of the whole deal is the budget. I had always done what I thought was a budget prior to realizing the Dave Ramsey budget, and doing that month in, month out, and it's never, this month looks the same as next month, always changing that. We have our committee meeting. We actually do it every payday just to make sure that we're still on track. And the big part of it was the first couple months you'd screw this up. You wouldn't fund enough for this. And
a little trial and error.
It was just tweaking it, and it just kept tweaking and tweaking till you got it right. And in about the third or fourth month, we were on par.
Yeah, it takes about 3 months to get it going. That's what I always tell people, 90 days to get the little rough spots smoothed out. There's a little trial and error involved, a little bit of experimentation. And you find out what doesn't work, and then you find out what does, and kind of get it all polished in. Very cool. So what was the last debt to pay off? Student loan?
Student loans, yep.
So you hit the button and say, Sally Mae, hit the street.
Gone.
You have your eviction notice, old lady. Get out of here.
We had always been under the thought that student loan was good debt, as if there was such a thing.
Yeah.
And that we were just to the point that we were going to have this debt for the rest of our lives or till it paid off, and so it would go. And so once that was gone, it was like a huge weight off your shoulders.
You know how it's not good debt? When you're smiling when it's gone.
Yeah.
If it was good debt, you wouldn't be smiling when it left.
Right.
Everybody, this is good debt. Oh, bull. That's just a bunch of crap. People throw that stuff around. It always tickles me. It's like, well, if you didn't have it, would that be good? Yeah. Well, then how's that good debt? People's heads are backwards. So this is so fun, you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And you got one baby I saw out there.
That was Roman was part of it was during the debt-free, during the 22 months. And we actually followed your advice and got to a point where, once we realized the good Lord had blessed us with a new baby on the way, we stopped everything except for the minimum payment and just started stockpiling money.
It just occurred to me, Kelly and Blake, that there's a lot of babies that are born during the process of people getting out of debt. We need to start calling these debt-free babies. we need to nickname all these babies that are born during the Yeah, just as people are staying home more when they're getting out of debt, apparently. So yeah,
we were, and he truly is. It's a blessing, and this was an opportunity to, as you've always said, change the family tree.
That's
it. We want him to not experience the same things we did.
Yeah, and you can do it. You can make that decision starting today and starting 22 months ago, that is. So you guys are awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
This is very fun. How old are you?
I'm 33.
33 as well.
Very good. All right. I love it. Jason and Nicole and Little Roman, Charlotte, North Carolina area. $64,000 paid off. Here he comes into the picture. In 22 months, making $132 to $140 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
All right. That is fun. Yeah, you're listening to the sound of a family tree being changed. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't thought about that or haven't said it that way in a long time, that if it's such good debt, why do you want rid of it? Yeah, if you're smiling when it's gone, you can tell you it wasn't good debt. And if you hate being out of debt and you want to go back into debt, well, you might have found some good debt then. But most people that pay off their debt go, I'm not going back. Are you kidding me? Well, then what was good about it? Tell me. Yeah, that's just a bunch of rationalization, and it's people trying to somehow mathematically entertain the fact that they bought something they couldn't afford is what it comes down to. So very well done, you guys. Very well done. Brian is with us in San Antonio. Hi, Brian. How are you?
Doing well, Dave. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
My question is what is your opinion on the public servant student loan forgiveness? Both my wife and I are educators, and we have a considerable amount of student loan debt.
How much?
And mine is $132,000, and I'm
Lord.
I'm about 2 years away from my doctorate, and hers is somewhere in the vicinity of about $80,000, and she's also almost done with her doctorate.
And what do you guys do? What do you do? Where do you teach?
We're both educators.
I know. At what level?
I'm an elementary school teacher, and she's a deaf ed educator for an entire district. She handles all the...
and so your household income is what?
Our household income right now is a little over $100,000.
Okay. And the student loan forgiveness program you're in is an underserved area, and it's forgiven over 5 years?
It's actually, it is a percentage of our income over a 10-year period.
No, a 10-year period is not, everybody's got that, and that's just a horrible program. No, I don't want you in debt for 10 years.
Okay.
No, we got to clean this out as fast as possible. Some of the underserved programs pay off a big chunk in 5 years, and I'm okay with participating in that. But I'm not gonna put you in indentured servanthood for 10 years. You make $100,000 a year, and your income should be going up as you finish these doctorate programs, hopefully, without any more student loan debt. But you got $210,000 in student loan debt. You make $100,000 a year. So, I mean, you got 6 or 7 years to fight your way through it. But no, I'm not going to tell you to stay in debt. Maybe you can do it in 5 years. But don't go any more in debt. You've gone too far in debt now. The debt you've taken out is not mathematically palatable. Your incomes are not an ROI on what you spent so far. So don't do any more of this. You pay cash for the rest of your education. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me, Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights, 10 to midnight on KCAA, 1050 AM.
Did you know that your personal information is everywhere? And identity thieves are thinking up new ways to steal it. Without ID theft protection, you could spend hundreds of hours trying to get your life back. For a few dollars a month, Xander ID Theft Solutions can provide you peace of mind. Xander has a 100% recovery rate and offers the most affordable and comprehensive plans. covering all types of ID theft. From financial fraud to medical fraud, Xander has you covered and will do all the cleanup work for you. Visit XanderINS.com or call 1-800-356-4282.
This is KCAA.
Are you working harder than ever at your job, but find yourself getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our free information, you can lead a happier life, work from home, and start earning money as soon as next week.
I was a traditional business owner, and our business was affected greatly by the economy, so we were looking for another income stream. It allowed me to actually walk away from a 16-year career and part owner in a traditional business just after 8 months.
Go to freedom105.com. Get out of the rat race, work from home, and start earning great money as soon as next week.
I'm a single mom. Before this business, I was over $90,000 in credit card debt alone. And now we go to Disneyland, Disney World. We've been on vacations to Hawaii. I never could have done that before this business.
Go to freedom105.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom105.com. Freedom105.com. And start earning great money as soon as next week.
Financial Words of Wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Staying out of the market is the most dangerous thing you can do for your financial future.
If you continue to spend like a drunken sailor, you're going to run out of money.
This is not poker. This is your financial future.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, the number 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
In a world of boring talk, misinformation, and mindless chat, two superheroes emerge.
Okay, that sounded manly.
No, you gotta be kidding me.
Let's go!
The action.
Fridays just got real right here on KCAA. Get ready to pour yourself your favorite beverage and kick it with Ben and Alexander right here. The Happy Hour every Friday evening at 6 on KCAA 1050 AM.
Old. And it's super easy. Now, our tech geeks have worked for 2.5 years. We spent $3 million building this thing. And your 5-year-old can run this budget. That's how easy it is. I mean, it's free, too, by the way. Everydollar.com, and you can use the best budgeting tool in the world for free. We give it away. Who does that? We do. Now, if you don't have a plan for your money this month, it's the first of the month, and you need to get your Every Dollar budget going where every dollar has an assignment. Every dollar has a name. Every dollar has a mission. You are in control of your money. You're telling your money what to do. It only takes about 10 minutes, and it's free. And the Apple iPhone app is free as well. Now, you set your budget up and you run your budget on your computer. You can do a little bit of the manipulation from your phone. Well, most of the manipulation from your phone if you have an iPhone. So Android users and others, we're building your apps now. Takes a little while. This is free. And but by the way, your computer, when you set up your Every Dollar budget, it doesn't care what kind of phone you have. So you can use Every Dollar whether you have an iPhone or not. So you don't have to, I'm waiting on the Android app. Well, don't wait on the Android app, silly. You know, you're not using the best budgeting tool in the world because you're waiting on your phone? Really? No, that's silly. So jump over on the computer and get it open and do it right. Now, once you've created your first budget, It's you're going to be able to track your expenses. You're going to be able to, follow along with the baby steps. This thing's going to prompt you. It's going to teach you. It's amazing how powerful this is. So, absolutely fabulous. And so give it a try. Now, if you want to connect to your bank and have all the stuff downloaded from your bank into EveryDollar and it notify you when charges hit, like with your debit card and that kind of thing, the service that we use to connect to your bank, the only service there is, there's only one, charges us per user. So if you choose to do the upgrade to do that, we get charged. So guess what? We're going to charge you for that. But if you don't want to do that, it's fine. Just go to EveryDollar. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. Now, I'm getting asked some questions, and there's some fools and tools on the Internet that are arguing back and forth about this on Twitter. And I need to kind of straighten it out, and I'm not going to argue with 140-character limitation on my arguments because I'm not a fool or a tool that's going to enter this argument with you people. So here's the thing. Question came up. A guy asked me on Twitter. I thought it was an easy answer, but it turned into this silliness that because other people feel like they're experts, which is kind of funny. Is it safe? Why do you say to use a debit card because a credit card is safer? And I tweeted back, no, it's not. If you go to Visa's website, you go to MasterCard's website, your Visa debit card, your MasterCard debit card has the exact same fraud protections in case of identity theft or fraud or misuse of your card on a debit card as it does a credit card. Exact same. And what those fraud protections are, Visa is an excellent product. They 100% cover you. If someone uses your card number, misuses your card number in some way, steals your identity or fraudulently or accidentally places something on your account, you are not charged, period. You may be charged temporarily, but, I mean, you're not. There's no loss to you. They 100% have a zero loss to you in both cases. And so this crap has been going around about debit cards since they came out, that they're not as safe as credit cards. And that's just simply not true. Now, if someone takes money on your debit card, it comes out of your account. Then you have to go to your bank, and your bank will put the money back in your account because Visa requires, in order for the bank to have a license, a franchise, a process, be a customer of Visa to offer you Visa, Visa requires that bank to give you that same 100% protection on a debit card. Now, could it take a day or two? Yeah. If it takes any more than that, then I'm going to be up in somebody's grill. And so this idea that it's going to take you 6 months to get your money back or something, that's just a bunch of crap, people. It's just a lie. And the reason I get upset about this lie is it gives people a reason to carry around a credit card. And let me just tell you, nothing good happens when you carry around a credit card. Nothing good happens. Well, I get points back. Yeah, well, I've met with thousands of millionaires. I never met any of them that said I made all my money with my Discover points. Those airline miles, Dave, that put me over the top financially. This is the biggest scam, and you people just show how gullible and naive you are that you fall for this crap. Do you think those points, do you think those airline miles are free? You think you're beating Chase and First Card and Wells Fargo at their game? Are you really that stupid? You really believe that? Come on, guys. I mean, seriously, have a brain. That is so absurd, it's ridiculous. But people get mad and want to fight for the right to run up $100,000 on a credit card or run $100,000 through a credit card to get $1,000 worth of airline tickets. My God, if you would just go to work and work as hard as you work at that, you'd make more than $1,000. You're working so hard at beating some bank at their game that no wonder you have no money. And then get on Twitter and be a fool or a tool and argue with me, America's leading expert on this subject. Now, oh, you're arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm America's leading expert on this subject. No one knows as much about this subject as I do. Nobody. Period. I've been doing this 25 years. 10 million people listen to this show every day. You think that's a freaking accident? I'm not going to argue with you on Twitter about this. Period. So here's the deal. Credit cards are stupid. If you use a credit card, it makes you look stupid. Was I unclear? I have 2 debit cards in my pocket, one on my business, one on my personal account. I have 2 other pieces of plastic in my pocket, my driver's license and my handgun carry permit. That's what's in my pocket, other than cash. That's it. That's all. And one guy tweeted and said, well, what about millionaires? I run around with multimillionaires. A couple of them use a credit card, and they usually look at me kind of ashamed when they're using it, going, I know this is stupid, but I just do it anyway. And the rest of them use debit cards. I've got lots of friends that I run with that are in the circle of friends that I run with that are $10, $20, $50 million net worths, and they don't use credit cards, people. Most of them, they're old guys like me. I'm 55. They use cash just because they kind of like the feel of it. You know? And so, if you want to be middle class, do what a bunch of middle class people do. Lease your stupid car, carry a credit card, and keep your student loan around as long as you think it's a pet. Then you'll be middle class the rest of your life because that's what you are. That's the habits you've engaged in. There's no shame in that. But don't sit and argue with multimillionaires about how to handle money. It makes you look stupid because you are when you do that. So I carry debit cards. They're just as safe as credit cards. No, I don't get points. Whoopee. Whoopee. So far, it hadn't held me back financially. Don't be silly. It's ridiculous, you guys. So it's a pretty simple thing. I mean, if you want to use a credit card, that's fine. I'm not going to be mad at you. But don't argue with me about it because it makes you look dumb. It really does. Well, that puts this hour in the books, finally. Thanks to Blake Thompson, our producer extraordinaire. James, our executive producer, I guess we should say. James Childs is our producer, and he's vacating. Kelly Daniels, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
Here's the latest. I'm Tiffany Griffith. One person is dead, the victim of a grisly beheading, and 2 others injured following an attack this morning on an American gas factory in France.
Just when you think you can't be shocked anymore, we see the level of depravity, the level of evil that these folks are capable